I don't think this is on.
Yes.
Hello, good evening, everyone. We're now calling our regular meeting to order. It's now 7:02. Requirements of the Sunshine Law have been met. The meeting was advertised in the Burlington County Times, and electronic notice was given to the NJAC 5:39-1.5. I mean, I think it's obvious, whose day it is. So if you could, Todd, could you lead us in a pledge of allegiance? Of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now have a moment of silence. Roll call.
Committeewoman Dr. Caldwell. Present. Committeewoman Ms. Maddox Canteen.
Present.
Committeeman Mr. Carr.
Here.
Committeewoman Ms. Mungo did say that she would be absent this evening. Mayor Henley.
Present.
Also present, Township Solicitor, the Township Clerk, Township Administrator, the Township Deputy Administrator, the Captain of the Police Department, and Fire EMS Chief, and Ray Gomez from Public Works Director.
Thank you. Presentation, proclamation recognizing Todd Misselman with retirement. Introducing Committeewoman Gil Maddox Canteen, who is the rec liaison.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being in attendance. Due to the length of the proclamation, I'm going to read it from up here, and then we'll bring Todd up. Township of West Hampton proclamation honoring Todd Misselman. Upon his retirement, in recognition of his outstanding service to the community of West Hampton, whereas the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of West Hampton wish to recognize and honor Todd Misselman for more than 3 decades of extraordinary dedication, leadership, and service to the residents of West Hampton Township. And whereas in 1992, Todd was one of 13 dedicated volunteers who helped resurrect the township's Recreation Department and was elected chair of the Recreation Board, volunteering countless hours over the next 14 years, while simultaneously working full-time for General Motors to build and expand recreational opportunities for the youth of West Hampton. And whereas following the closure of the General Motors facility in 2006, Todd chose to remain in West Hampton and accept the position of full-time recreation director, a decision that would have lasting impact on generations of children, families, and seniors throughout our community. And whereas under Todd's leadership, the Recreation Department evolved from a modest program offering a handful of youth sports into thriving to year-round department providing affordable recreational opportunities for thousands of participants through youth sports, leagues, camps, senior programs, community activities, and special events. And whereas Todd worked closely with the township officials to help develop the outstanding West Hampton Sports Complex, including the addition of lighted athletic fields and the state-of-the-art turf facilities, and have become a source of pride for the township and serve residents and visitors alike. And whereas through his vision and dedication, Todd established strong partnerships with neighboring municipalities, school districts, youth organizations, and community groups, creating opportunities that extended well beyond municipal boundaries, while strengthening the regional recreation community. And whereas Todd also oversaw the continued development and the success of West Hampton Township Recreation Center, providing residents with a welcoming facility for community gatherings, senior programs, fitness activities, and family celebrations. And whereas throughout his career, Todd remained committed to one simple goal: to provide affordable, enjoyable, and meaningful recreational opportunities for children and families. And his passion, integrity, and unwavering commitment have positively impacted countless lives and helped define the quality of life enjoyed by West Hampton residents today. And whereas Todd and his wife Lois begin an exciting new chapter in retirement in Florida, the Township of West Hampton wishes to express its sincere gratitude for his years of outstanding public service and extend its very best wishes for continued health, happiness, and many years of well-deserved enjoyment. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Gail Maddox Canteen, and the Township of West Hampton, together with the committee, do hereby recognize and honor Todd Misselman for his exceptional Believe it or not, I have more. For his exceptional leadership, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the youth, families, and residents of West Hampton Township. The township extends its deepest appreciation for the lasting legacy he leaves behind and congratulates him on a remarkable career of public service. May his retirement be filled with health, happiness, new adventures, and the satisfaction of knowing that his work has made a meaningful difference in the lives of so many. In witness hereof, I hereunto provide Todd Misselman with recognition from the Township of West Hampton. Please give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, it's incredible because as I was reading over that a day ago, I knew Todd had been here for a long time. But to know that the first 14 years were voluntary and to continue to build the organization, as we meet people throughout Burlington County, what we're known for is our rec department, the activities that we have. My children, one of which has graduated college already, went through and played soccer, and his plaque is in West Hampton Middle School as having an undefeated soccer team. Just some of those things, and he learned how to play in the rec department. So I'm excited, Todd. We wish you the very best. I didn't know what I was getting into when I volunteered to be on the rec committee. And I've done it for a number of years, and it's been a joy to work with you. And I look forward to perpetuating the success of the Recreation Department. And who knows, you might come back and have something named after you here one day. Thank you. Todd, do you want to say anything?
We'll have a brief recess. We'll have a brief recess so everyone can get together in the hallway if they would like. Do you have a motion?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Perfect. Approval of minutes, July 7th, regular meeting. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell? Yes. Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Abstain.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
3 yes, 1 abstention, motion passes.
July 7th, closed session. Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell? Yes. Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Abstain.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
3 yes, 1 abstention, motion passes.
We now open the meeting for public comment on agenda items only. Please remember to state your name and record and address for the record. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's Gary Barbera, 138 Winstead. It's just on agenda item 9, the reports. I didn't see them in the packet.
What agenda item?
Number 9, the reports, A through E.
The police, public instruction, courts.
Normally I do read them, but
I saw the police report because it was impressive. Not sure about the others.
Can we take a look at that when we get a chance? Make sure that's up, that they can see it. Thank you. Anyone else on agenda items only? All in favor to close?
Aye.
Aye.
Reports, police, public works, construction, courts, WTS. Ordinance, first reading, 11-2026, ordinance repealing Chapter 171 of the Code of the Township of West Hampton and replacing it with a new Chapter 171 entitled Parental Responsibility for Offenses by Minors. Do you have a motion?
Motion, Caldwell.
Second.
Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Open for vote comment? Yes.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
Resolution 108-26, payment of vouchers. This resolution approves the payment of bills through 8/11/2026. Do you have a motion?
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
109-26, resolution appointing police officer Rihanna Soto. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
Consent agenda resolutions. Resolution note, consent agenda items are considered to be routine and will be enacted with a single motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any items requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion for the consent agenda.
Second, any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mayor Henley?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
We now open the meeting for public comment. Please remember to state your name and address for the record.
Lori Hustis, 14 Canobie Drive. I just want to say thank you. It's very much appreciated to our police department here in West Hampton for the youth academy that they had. My grandson had a blast, and they do a great job every year. So I just wanted to say thank you so much.
He's a repeat guy too, isn't he? Yeah. He's a senior.
Gary Rivera, 138 Winstead. First, I just want to say congratulations to Officer Soto. So well done to you for appointing her full-time. Hopefully she has a long and happy career here in the township. I also want to thank Ray for getting the street sign replaced on Rolling Hills. Sorry, but I have to say this. It's either mostly right or partially wrong, the street sign. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was driving out of the development, I noticed that the sign was missing, and I think maybe because it was knocked down due to the storm or whatnot. I guess we never figured out whatever happened to it. And I contacted Public Works, and Ray promptly went to work on replacing it, so I do appreciate that. A couple of other things. I brought this up before. I don't know if you all watched C-SPAN last Thursday when the Homeland Security Committee was holding their committee hearing. Part of it at the beginning was on the vote on Dr. Fauci. But it was interesting, right after that, Senator Joni Ernst introduced a Senate bill. It's Senate 4505. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it has to do with basically directing the post office to create a bunch of new zip codes for municipalities. We've had this issue before here in the township, dating back to, I think, Mayor, is it 2015? Did this come up the last time? Do you remember?
I wasn't around that.
Okay. I think you always have a good memory, though, so that's why I always ask.
Some might argue that, but after you.
Yeah, so there was an effort back then to sort of separate our zip code from Mount Holly. And sort of once the post office kind of rejects your application for that, you have to wait 10 years before you can reapply. And a couple of House members, and did have bipartisan support, actually proposed creating zip codes for their rural municipalities. This particular Senate bill is bipartisan, and it has one municipality in New Jersey in the list, Canellen Township, which I'm not familiar with. I know Andy Kim is on that committee, so I was a little surprised that, maybe he would have been a little bit open to supporting that, and possibly, I'm just mentioning this because it has been an issue for us, and we have thought about getting our own unique zip code here in the township. So, I don't know, do you guys want to think about maybe reaching out to Senator Kim and seeing if they can maybe try to amend this? It is moving now. That's the problem. This bill is moving. So, if they're going to pass it, it's depending on maybe they do it before the election or whatnot. But rarely it has bipartisan support. So now is the time to act. If we think we can get it done. The other thing that I'll mention is, it has to do with Head Start, and I know it's not really your ambit here, but I bring it up because apparently Head Start has about 100 rules or so, according to how the program is administered. And the administration wants to reduce the number of rules for that program to about 75 or so. Now, some of the rules that they are willing to excise, I think, could severely impact children, or potentially re-obligate those services to states and municipalities. I don't have a full grasp on the subject. It's kind of way out of my lane here on this, so I'm hoping, I guess it's Ms. Canteen Maddox has the portfolio for education.
Yes.
Maybe we can caucus with the schools and see if they have a read on this. The good news is that public comment period is going to be open on these proposed rule changes, and they stay open for 60 days. So you all may get some good input on how it could potentially impact the residents within the township and the children especially. And it has happened before, where you pass a resolution sort of urging the residents to take up public comment and post. If you're unwilling to do a resolution, you can issue a communique, and you can do that under Robert's Rules of Orders. So you don't have to go on the record for a vote if you're skittish about that. So just something that I saw that I thought maybe I would mention, because it potentially could have an impact.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Gary. And Gary, I just want to comment. I do some consulting work with the Leaguers, which is a Head Start organization in North Jersey. And I sit on a forum talking about this, and it came up yesterday. So I will be getting some information on that. So thank you for bringing that up.
Perfect.
Hello, Michelle Lusner, 97 Alexander Way.
Megan Mitchell, 87 Alexander Way.
We just want to, if you guys know who we are from Laurel Run, we just want to tell you guys things have gotten so much better. Thank you to all of you guys. The ball got rolling. The roads are now paved. The lines are going to be put in next week. The place has been cleaned up. The light poles are coming in. Like, all of this stuff just finally started getting the ball rolling. I had the pleasure of meeting Nate. I don't know what his last name, but he's with the engineer's office. So he was like, because the community talks, so I was talking to him, and it was great. He's great. I had a contact with Esposito. They were amazing, because it kind of just stalled a little bit with the roads being paved, but then reached out to them, and it's happening next Wednesday now. And we don't know what else has happened, and I'm going to knock on wood because I don't want to put this in the air, but it has been quiet. It has been quiet. So we're not really sure why. We're speculating. We know a lot of people were evicted from the apartments, where they know they can be evicted. The apartments got serious with some evictions, so I don't know if that had, we don't know. We don't see them. But there's more police presence is happening, whatever it is. We just wanted to come here and thank you guys, and it's been great. We still have some things to work through, and we are, but it's massively in a positive direction.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. So thank you, all of you.
And we will, I think that I know I will say something during public comment, so if you can stick around, that'd be great. We got just a few more minutes.
Okay.
Perfect.
I thought this was public.
No, for y'all, not for me.
Oh, for you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Brian Becker, Garth County Rescue. I do have a prepared statement. I will try to make it quick, but not bore you that much. As you know, I'm the Executive Director of Garden State Animal Rescue, and I'm here tonight to address the township's handling of the animal control contract and the manner in which invoices were withheld and the series of statements and actions taken by the township administration that have brought this matter to where it stands today. On the outset, I want to be clear about one thing. GSARC has always provided the township with professional, responsive, and documented animal control services. We have never had a service issue raised by the police department, your residents, or by the township committee itself. In fact, at the May 27th meeting, the chief of police confirmed on the record that the police department had no issue whatsoever with the services being provided. The only concern expressed was the cost of the bill. That is not the same as a complaint about the quality or necessity of the work. Additionally, at that meeting, we actually provided a courtesy to the township. For the invoice of April, we provided a over $800 reduction in the invoice. And the month of May was an over $400 reduction in the invoice. Not because we overbilled, but because we valued the relationship that we had with the township. And we wanted to provide the township and your constituents with the best possible service that we could. The problem was not performance. It was the payment. Invoices were withheld not because the township believed the work was improperly performed, not because the services were unnecessary, and not because there was any legitimate deficiency in our response. They were withheld because the administrator stated in substance that he simply would not pay the bill because he believed it was too much. GSARC provided the township with full documentation for the work performed, including call logs, reports, and supporting records for each matter handled, documentation that we were not contractually obligated to provide. Those records show the time involved and the services rendered. Despite that documentation, the administrator accused me personally of lining my pockets by the overbilling of the township. That accusation remains false, unfounded, and completely inflammatory. For the record, Garden State Animal Rescue Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, subject to routine audit and oversight. I do not take a salary from the organization. So when those kinds of accusations are made without evidence, after the township has been given the very documents showing the basis for those charges, it's more than disappointing. It's reckless. The administrator also stated that the police department would issue new policy under which GSARC would no longer be dispatched unless absolutely necessary. That statement is troubling because it reflects an intent to interfere with the very services that the township contracted for, not because the services were unsatisfactory, but because the administration objected to the cost. That is especially frustrating because when GSARC first provided the township with contract options, we provided two very clear options. A flat rate annual rate broken down monthly of $1,925 with no additional cost. Or a base rate structure set at $1,000 flat for business hours and an hourly rate for after hours and weekends for select services. I strongly recommend to the township and to your clerk in that corner to take option one, because option two, in its design, gets expensive over time based on how many calls you have. The township chose the hourly structure.
What's option one again?
A flat rate covering everything.
For how much?
$1,925, which for the record would have been less than your April, May, June bills. To date, GSARC has received no legitimate complaint from any officer or resident about the quality of our work. Quite the opposite. We have routinely been thanked for the good job and for going above and beyond. At one point, the deputy administrator, made up in the clerk's office, made a comment to the effect of, "We need to just get you a desk with how much you're here." I did appreciate that comment, though.
Oh, nice guy.
He's all right.
That is not language of a municipality that has suffered from poor service. That is the language of a municipality that has come to rely heavily on the work that we do. I also want to address the Township's Administrator's July 7th, 2026 notice. The agreement and resolution number 105-26 both state the termination is to occur upon 90 days written notice, unless the parties mutually agree otherwise in writing. The Administrator's notice instead stated that GSRC is no longer the Township's Animal Control Officer and should not undertake any further services. To the extent the Township attempted to make termination effective immediately, that notice raises potential breach of contract concerns and concerns regarding the interference of duties of an animal control officer under New Jersey's Title IV law. As written, the notice is inconsistent with the 90-day termination provision in the contract and in the Township's own resolution. As we have submitted via email, we did in fact reject that notice. Accordingly, GSRC remains the Township's active animal control provider until the 90-day notice period runs, or until the parties agree in writing to an earlier termination date, as set forth in the municipality's resolution. During that period, we will continue to offer our assistance for any animal-related service, which we have done from the beginning of our contract, which includes the completion of the positive rabies matter that is still ongoing, that is anticipated to come aground on August 20th. If the Township's attorney would like to submit himself a new letter requesting that we agree to terminate the contract in accordance with the 90-day notice and this body's resolution, I will accept it, as long as it conforms with our contract and your own resolution itself. As I have said previously, as this contract has already been terminated, whether we are your provider or not, we are here to assist the Township, your residents, in anything that we can. And I extend that across every municipality that I work with. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you can hang tight, when we get done, we'll have a comment.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tracy Reed, 45 Alexander Way. I'm over in Laurel Run. I just want a question. We were talking to our board about some budget issues and some of our finances, and it looks like they said we were still waiting for like a 2-year look back for snow, lighting, and trash reimbursement from the township, since we pay for our own trash through our HOA and the snow and
A reimbursement from us?
from the township, like a 2-year
Who will we
look
reimburse?
back. I just want to clarify. I've heard that, so I just kind of want to.
No.
Go through the process. All right. So, under the Municipal Services Act, some services can be reimbursed to homeowner associations or civic associations, multifamily buildings, depending on the situation, and also depending on where the construction is. If the township administrator did mention this to me, I'd request that you put in writing what your request is, and then we'll take a look at it. Normally, at the beginning of a property being completed, the municipality and the homeowner association will enter into what's called a municipal services agreement, which lays out who is responsible for snow removal, payment of the streetlights, as well as garbage pickup. It can be reimbursed, and then there'll be limitations on the calculation of how much would be due.
all laid out in a municipal service agreement, and then that is in effect for the rest of eternity, and everybody knows where they are. So I think that's where we are at this point. So if you can put that request in writing to Jim, then we'll go from there, and reaching out to you and proposing the municipal services agreement.
Okay, great, so there is that, I just wanted to make sure, and, but would that have to wait until once the bond's released and we're like, out of all that, do we have to wait for that, or is that something we can start now?
We can start that process.
Because I know our property management has spoke to somebody in the township, I'm not for sure exactly who, that was looking into it, so I was just kind of following up.
Yeah, no one knows their property manager, that's in.
Right.
Usually I work with their attorney. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the trigger is for that starting. Some of the duties do have to do with the completion of the streets, with the snow removal. So since the streets were just completed, the snow removal would not be reimbursed. But that's probably something we'll work through.
Okay, perfect. I had one more thing. We had sent an email and we got a response back, I think from the administrator, I'm thinking, but I'm not for sure who responded to it. Jim? Okay, about the ordinance about turning our roads over to the township so that we can have the police come in and do more than just saying we can't do anything because it's private community. Does that also have to wait for the bond to be released and for us to agree to let the township police department come in and do their thing? Because the problem we're having right now is that we have some cars that are being dumped in our overflow parking, and we just have a towing and parking policy in place, and we have started towing some cars that have expired inspection stickers that can go back to 2 years. So that's been taken care of, but we've had some pushback from some of these homeowners or renters saying that you can't do that. They've called the police. Actually, I think one's trying to sue the HOA, but we just want to know where we're at because we have a lot of cars that are different state plates that have no inspection stickers. We don't even know if they're part of this group that's just dumping them in the overflow parking, but our parking's limited as it is. And we kind of figured this out when our roads were being paved, that as a courtesy to the community, the developer paid our towing company to move the cars and replace them over at the apartment complex so we could do the paving because a lot of people weren't moving their cars. So they did that and then they had to go pick them back up. But some cars were towed because of no inspection stickers, and it's in our bylaws and our guidelines that unless inoperable cars or any car with a expired inspection sticker will be towed, or they would have to be in their garage or on their driveway. So we're kind of want to know how we kind of move forward with that because we're getting a lot of pushback from some of the renters and their landlords not giving them the information. So we've been working on a plan to try to get more communication out. But how do we identify this with different states is why I'm kind of asking with state plates. So there's a lot of Maryland plates. We're finding out that they're going and buying these cars at auctions. And then
I think that's something that you probably want to talk to Jim, offline, to see if there's anything that we could do, and maybe he could communicate versus, what you guys' bylaws are and what your responsibilities are versus what we're able to do.
Okay. Yeah, because I know I sent over an ordinance that the property manager had given me to see if that's a possibility, so.
Yeah, they'll follow up with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
With no other questions, we're going to close public comment.
May I make a point of order, Mr. Mayor? Just a matter of procedure on item number 10, ordinance.
Sure.
Did we not need a public comment on that? Separate public? Okay.
For adoption,
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry, lost my place. Where are we at? There we go. Closed public meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Dates to remember. Next Recreation Committee meeting is August the 12th at 7 p.m. Historic Commission is August 26th at 7 p.m. Township Committee meeting, September 1st at 7 p.m. Land Development Board meeting, September the 2nd at 7 p.m. Now for committee liaison comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start by obviously congratulating Mr. Todd Mitzelman from our Recreation Department. 30-plus years represents commitment, dedication, and we just want to thank him publicly for his time, his talent, everything he's brought to the residents of West Hampton Township, and wish him a happy and a healthy retirement, especially in Florida. I think that's going to be pretty amazing for him. Very happy for him. So congratulations, Mr. Mitzelman. At the same time, we're also excited to welcome our new officer, Soto, to our township family. Look forward to her service, her dedication, and, it's always nice to have fresh energy, another set of eyes to look at things. So very excited to meet you. Wish you were here tonight so we could properly welcome you, but welcome to West Hampton Township. And we wish you success in your new career. For school boards, not much of an update there. Just that, remember I was telling you all that they were hiring a second vice principal for the middle school. The vice principal's name is Mr. Eric Butler. He was at the board meeting last evening, so welcome to him. Wish him a happy, healthy, new career at West Hampton Middle School. They discussed, district goals, test scores, and the CUSAC interim review. So not much going on. They are preparing for the first day of school. From senior citizens, just please save the date for our October 3rd event. That's on a Saturday from 10 to 2. This is the third senior bingo event that we're having. Another one. Yes. Another one. This is the second one this year. We started in 2025. So please come out. The flyer will be coming out soon. We're still working out the details, but it's going to be same place, same time.
I got a question. Does it have to be West Hampton residents, or can everybody play senior bingo?
I think this has to be West Hampton residents. It's our gift to our residents.
I'm trying to pack the place.
Now, if you bring a friend, maybe we could,
I'm trying to turn it into a club.
We actually had a really great turnout the last time, so please spread the word. I think it's 55 and up in West Hampton residents, but I'll give you more information at the next meeting. West Hampton Square, thank you for Mr. Jones. I did receive a complaint about the West Hampton Square sign down here off of Rancocas Road. The sign is down, the lighting is exposed, and I understand we're looking into that. So hoping for a resolution on that soon. National Night Out, we all attended. It was a successful event. It was hot, but you know what? Kids were happy, food was good, and it was just good to see everybody having the opportunity to build a stronger relationship with our police department. So congratulations to all who were involved in making that event a success. I do want to thank our department heads for your monthly reports. I read them. I think last month there were pictures, and I really enjoyed that. So if you could add some more pictures, that would be great. But I also want to shout out, I think it was the police department. I saw something new this time. My eyes caught it, where they did a 10-year look-back period on the number of incidents. And that was I like data. I like to read. So if you could continue to do that, that just helps me to keep track of where we are and what's going on, in different parts of the town, not just where we live. So thank you for that. Keep up the great work. Last but not least, I just want to thank the Township Committee for approving the first reading of Ordinance 11-2026. I think we all were a little horrified when we heard the story at the last meeting, and that there was a need to, at least take a step in the right direction. So thank you all for approving that, and everyone who had anything to do with putting the draft together. I think we all have a duty and responsibility to put our heads together, strategize, and just get us one step closer to comfort, happiness, and peace. And I'm so glad to hear that things are moving in the right direction. I know it's not perfect, but it's nice to be heard and, make small steps. And that concludes my comments. Thanks.
Good evening, once again, and thank you for your attendance and your time and your dedication to the Township of West Hampton. Congratulations, Todd. Words can't adequately expressed our sincere gratitude for all that you've done for the township, and we wish you the best. Godspeed on your retirement. Welcome, Officer Soto. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you to each and every department for all of your very detailed reports and information, and thank you for the contributions that you make to the township. I attended the last recreation meeting, and we discussed a number of things. Summer camp going extremely well, upcoming before and after care, senior bingo, headed by Dr. Caldwell, soccer, football, so there's a number of different things that we're going to be doing, and looking forward to continuing to make sure that the township shines. On July 11th, I participated in a Timbuktu walk over in Timbuktu. That was eventful. They walked through several sites through the state of New Jersey. So that was very eventful. I echo the sentiments of Dr. Call with National Night Out, and that was wonderful to be able to get out and enjoy the township. With regard to Laurel Run, I'm glad to see that things are moving forward. Dr. Caldwell and I, in our disguises, we have been riding around. We have been coming through, talking to residents, seeing what's going on, and we're glad to see that there's some progress. As the mayor had said last meeting, we normally get it right. We can't fix it if we don't know it's broken. Once we know it's broken, we make sure it's fixed. With regard to residents and some things that you guys have been saying to us via email, whether it's in a Wawa or whether it's on 541 or Wood Lane Road, we see some changes in the community. We understand, we hear you. We live here as well, and we want to see things improve. West Hampton is a wonderful place to live and to raise a family and to enjoy. And we want to make sure that it continues to be a township of choice. And we all have a responsibility to do what we're supposed to do to make sure that it does remain a township of choice. So there's some work to do. We understand there's some work to do, and we're going to continue to do what we have to do. We have a responsibility. I'm going to be brief tonight, so that's it for me.
Well, Mr. Mayor, firstly, congratulations to Mr. Mitzelman. West Hampton thanks him for his many years of service. No one can deny the incredible program he's built here. So I am thankful for his service. We had a great time at National Night Out. Thank you to the police department for that. As always, it's great to see all of our neighbors out there enjoying all of the festivities and the free water ice. I think I saw Mayor Henley sneak a few hot dogs, but
I didn't deserve that.
Also, passed the first reading of the ordinance 11-26 for 171. I do support holding individuals appropriately responsible. I look forward to getting into that more at the next meeting as well. Congratulations to Officer Soto. And finally, just because our administrator doesn't get a chance to speak up here, I feel it's necessary to say that he is a man of great integrity. And I supported to terminate the contract, and I would do it again. I think we have a responsibility to our residents to make sure we are fiscally responsible, and there are better options available for us. So, thank you.
I'll try to be brief. So with the paving, it just ended up being just a perfect storm. Rick Alimo, who is our township engineer, happened to be here when you all talked about it not being paved, and he kind of jumped on them to get moving. The other part is obviously our administration with the support and trying to make people aware. You guys' Facebook page, which I've been, paying attention to, and the feedback from everyone else, which is kind of joining as a community. So maybe even letting some of the people who don't know what's going on with their kids start to pay attention, especially, like Committeewoman Mass Canteen says that it's, this is a good community. Last I looked, we were like A- rated. I would have to check again as far as a community, which, it doesn't get the hype of some of the other places, but I mean, some of the places that people say, I wish I could move there, they're not A- rated, right? Which is kind of interesting to me. And I'm just happy to see things move forward. I have seen that they did pave. I have to drive past that way and take notice, right? So I'm glad things are moving forward for you all. You deserve it. National Night Out, it's always been a successful thing. Like, I bring these two things together, right? Our National Night Out and our Youth Police Academy. These are things that sometimes people forget about good policing. They just think good policing is pulling people over, or sometimes the police officers catch a bad rap. And it's not many, it's less more than there's more of them who deserve that bad rap. But some of these things, if you take notice, they enjoy them just as much as the community, right? And they plan these things all year round just to make sure that it holds to the standard. And one of the things that I noticed is not just the residents who had a great time. If you look at all the people in their orange shirts, they're all the people who work for the township. And I don't know one of the last times that you had that many people who work here at a function, whether they live in this town or not, having a great time with one another. If there's anything that I'm proud of, it's that, right? Jim has done a great job of rebuilding something, right, that we wanted to take pride in, and making sure that this administration and the people who work in this building not only work hard for the taxpayers' dollars, but they're also inviting to the taxpayers. They also want to problem solve for the taxpayers. They also want to live up to the reputation of what West Hampton's really about. And for that they all get to work together and they all enjoy themselves. They would tell you, and I don't want to leave anybody out, Gary, but but there's times that even we'll have lunch together, right, just to discuss different topics. Me, Craig, Jim, Sherrod. I think you see Rod back there. He'll pop in every once in a while. My man Ray came by. Gary, it's your turn to pay, but we'll see you soon. But that's a part of what makes a good team. I mean, Odie Carr, right? Like, that's what makes a good team. We're able to have open discussion of what we want, because we don't always have. This is not a situation where we have jobs, right? So, like, we have to try to make the most of our time to find out what's going on, how we could be helpful, what's next, what's a part of the agenda, what's something that needs to be pushed forward, et cetera, et cetera. So, this is something that Jim has built, Sherrod has built, Craig has built, Barry has built, right? To make this place not only a good place to work, but a place of communication, a place to get things done. Next. I don't want to forget to congratulate Todd, who's done so much for the rec program. He lives and breathes, drinks, recreation, right? So if that's in his pocket, he's not going to let anybody in his pocket, right? He has the confidence. He knows that that's his thing, and he lives by that, which is, listen, it's helped many children. It's helped my children. My kids have all kind of, well, when I was involved, first place trophies, but they have some second place and third place trophies over there too, right? And they get the pizza and all kind of things that brings the community together. These are people that they go to school with, or some people that just live around the area that they don't go to school with, that they get to build a relationship or friendship with. So when they go to Rancocas Valley, they know a bunch of other people because they've had involvement with them throughout our recreation committee. So I do thank Todd for that. Thank you, Officer Soto, for, listen, I know she's going to do a wonderful job, because the chief and the captain, they don't do anything but hire good people. So I have faith that she's going to be great. Thank you to Ashley for these shirts. It feels fantastic. even though it's 125. It was forced. I got you guys shirts, and you should cash at me now. What? I didn't see a shirt. So, no, but thank you, because, you know, that still brings the part where everybody here plays a part, right? And Ashley does some wonderful things as far as being a business administrator and looking at every single bottom line of what we spend and what we do, which it holds everybody else to a higher standard, right? She just sat here and talked to Sherrod before the meeting happened about all kind of things that you guys and I probably don't even know about, but just digging into what we're spending our money on and what that looks like. And so I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for the shirt. Last but not least, Brian, let me say this. Well, let me ask a question first, not of you, but of Jen. Our prior services, what was the monthly bill about, approximately? Our services that we used prior to using Brian's organization, what was our monthly bill about, approximately? On average? $1,000, $1,200 on average. And I think that you said the recommended one, and I'm just trying to use facts here because I don't have a feeling about it. Well, I do. But let me say this. I think the number one option was $1,900. So, correct. So even if we took the number one option, we'd be overpaying. I would say this. I looked this up. There's about 1.5%, 2.5% of Mercedes-Benz on the road. So there is a market for them. We just don't happen to be the Mercedes-Benz here. No one's doubted that you've done a great job. And I understand what you're saying, that you've done a great job, and I'm sure that, correct, there's going to be Sherrod, there's going to be people who said that. I'm not saying that you haven't. I haven't, knock on wood, had a problem for you to come out, and I could probably assess it more if I did personally have something, but no one's saying that you did a great job. I think that the more important thing is we're just saying we can't afford it. Jim has done the budget for the last 2 years. We're one of the few towns, right, that didn't raise taxes this year. In fact, we lowered taxes, right? And so, right, he takes those things personally because we want to continue that trend. We're trying to find a way to keep our residents from paying for something that we can't afford, especially in this economy. Right? And I think that people have stressed that to us. We didn't want West Hampton to become a place where it becomes unaffordable. And that's not your thing, Brian, like an extra $600 a month, right? Doesn't make it unaffordable, but it's like how, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, it's like how, fair enough, it's like how I had a conversation just now with my daughter and she wanted XYZ amount of money because she wanted to make mac and cheese. And I'm like, but you do realize that your brother's room and board is due for college. She can't see that. She only can see what she's getting, right? And I know for you, the extra $600 a month for our budget doesn't mean anything, but somewhere, someplace, there's a room and board that needs to be paid, right? So he has to balance those things out to make it make sense and to be responsible for the residents that live here, right? Or whatever, I think we just posted a position, whatever hires we have coming, et cetera, et cetera. It's just numbers, right? Like what they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But that's what it comes down to. It's not personal. It's never personal.
What I would say is the manner in which it was conveyed to me is the issue that we have.
Sure. The issue that, let's be clear, the issue that you have.
That I have.
Correct.
Which was directed towards me.
Correct.
What I would say is
Yeah.
It's not public comment.
Right.
It's not being picked up for the minutes.
Brian, I'm sorry, it's not public comment. Obviously, I told you we can always discuss, but I'm just giving you, but I don't want you to think that you came here the last time and we haven't talked about it. That's how a lot of this conversation, I knew what Jim was going to say because I asked him about it. But I don't want you to think that you're not being heard. You are being heard. But it's about what we can afford as a township. And that we can't, it's like there's a line and we just really can't go past it. Now, maybe sometime in the future, if your needs meet our needs, then maybe not. But we'll have to figure that out then. But I got to stand by the guy who put all this together. I got to stand by the guy who kept our taxes We didn't increase them like a lot of towns did. We reduced them. I had to stand by the guy who came in to a mess and fixed that mess. I got to stand by him. There's no doubt about that. So with that being said, I've lost my papers again. Yeah, let me see. We're now going to executive session. Resolution number 121-26. Resolution authorizing the Township Committee and support staff to meet in private session and authorize the exclusion of the public from that portion of the meeting, dealing with specific issues requiring non-public discussion, attorney-client privilege, and contract. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Can I sign the bill this thing?
Thank you, have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.